Well, here we are again. These are just my opinions and my views only, and if you have pertinent information that can make me change my views, please share that information because I like to get things right, but anyways. So I was watching The Gotcha Man, and I don't know, like, he's going on about Adam's ability to address the music, and I get that, like, Adam went off but you could tell right after off the bat that, Adam probably had different things on his mind. He wasn't really interested in the music after he seen Curtis, but that's just my opinion and my viewpoint, and maybe I'm wrong. Because I have seen Adam where he breaks down music, and I don't know music all that well. I know whether I like it or not, and that's about it. He seemed to be intelligent on the way he broke it down and all that sort of stuff, but again, I might be wrong, but I'm just thinking his head wasn't in the game, Gotcha Man. His focus was on Kurt. Now, I tagged little me in this thing because, well, I see that he's gonna announce the clowns of this whole situation, and I thought maybe I'll just bring my point of view and we'll see, because I don't know if everybody watched Adam Calhoun's video last night, but it basically said exactly what I was thinking was happening. Because I agree with everybody. Adam Calhoun looked like a clown, looked like he was being milked out there. I'm just saying sometimes the crazy one isn't the crazy one. The son of a bitch who started it is sitting back in the corner laughing while somebody else fights his fight. Just saying, you know what I mean? That's what a good little narcissist does, and it's maybe a possibility. But I wanna this is the thing, I think everybody's just looking at that little snapshot of Adam's performance, and they're not taking everything and trying to so you gotta take it back to when Old Upchurch was alluding alluding that one of his close friends was a fucking douchebag, right? Now, I assumed he was talking about Adam. I think a lot of other people did too. And then when Adam wrote that in his chat, I'd have to be honest, I thought to myself, "That fly just keeps from whizzing right by the" where was I at? That fly distracted me. Yeah, he was and then Adam put that message out there, but then when Adam explained it, it kinda made sense, you know what I mean? It wasn't an admittance to doing something, it's I don't know what you're talking about, but air me out, bud, like, I don't know what's going on, but air me out, like, let's hear it. And I think his problem is that the church will never address it. No, he doesn't want in the drama, but if you guys remember, he was when he was calling Tom out, he called everybody out. He was calling on the thunder, and then when the thunder comes, Upchurch don't want no drama. He doesn't want the storm he called for. But this is just me, you know what I mean? Like, he got all upset about Mises, and well, we'd all have to say that he lied about Mises, right? If we were being honest with ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, Upchurch just continued with the "Well, I don't know who he is. I don't know." Even after Mises is like, "Fuck the guy," like, "Fuck, we were talking about doing music together," and fucking like okay, anyways. So, I try and put the pieces together. So, hear me out. When did you decide to go at Tom? Well, that would have been around the same time that Tom was doing those podcasts with some pretty famous people. And while Tom didn't say what Upchurch wanted, Tom wanted to bask in the glory of what he was doing and not acknowledge anybody else. I get it. I don't think Tom dislikes him or anything. I don't think it was purposely done, but maybe it was. Who knows? We don't know. We can only assume and speculate, right? I'm playing Hardy Boy. And well, I think that's what got Upchurch's little panties in a bunch is that Tom was doing things that he wasn't doing and wasn't acknowledging him for the things that he was doing. So he got a little upset there. And well, Adam just happens to be friends with Tom, right? And Upchurch also did say he was pissed off at Adam because none of those guys were there for him when he was going through that shit with his mother. You know what I mean? Like, you can't tell me that Adam and Tom didn't like Upchurch. They asked him to do White Boys 3 together. Don't you guys remember that? Like, Tom must have respected Upchurch, wanted to do music with him. So this is the point I'm getting at. And sometimes what you see is not what's really there. You know what I mean? Sometimes the person who starts shit, like this is what narcissists do. They start shit. They won't explain themselves. So then people start going crazy because they can't get their answers. And then you got Creek Squad out there like Kurt running around, driving your name into the ground, and you don't even know what you did. And no one will face you and it'll drive you crazy because they're fucking with his career just over a game. You would fuck a man's career because you're not man enough to fucking stand up and tell him what he did wrong. Like, if he's the piece of shit that Upchurch says that he is, Upchurch should be given some information on why, not slick this. Like, I think Adam explained all that. But maybe there's more information that we don't know, right? Who knows? People aren't like that, are they? They don't start shit and run away and laugh and let their little clown show take care of stuff for them. It's a nasty game Upchurch is playing. That's what I think. That's why it's really important if anybody out there is watching to let me know where I might be wrong. Because Upchurch just isn't as smart as I thought he was. He's out here telling Americans, next time listen to us about Trump. Why would we listen to you about Trump, you moron? You tell everybody you're not political. You obviously don't look into shit. I, as a Canadian, could probably tell you more about the good things that Trump's done. But here's the thing. I know a whole bunch of shitty shit that I'd like to ask questions about too. Even though, well, see, I thought Upchurch was chosen. I could be wrong about fucking Donald Trump too, but I don't think so. I think that's where the big surprise comes in, but I might be wrong. That's the thing about spiritual growth. It's letting go of shit, not holding on to it. And it's about thinking, well, maybe I don't have the right information. Maybe I should open my mind and figure it out and ask some questions. But we don't want to do that around here. Upchurch wants to go, look at the crazy person. Look at the crazy person. Telling you guys all to suck his dick. What an idiot. Oh, look at He don't care about the working class people. Look what he said to Kurt. Meanwhile, I think I've heard Upchurch say shit like that before. Hey, really, what are you doing with your life rather than fucking coming after mine? Like, you know what I mean? But you should be able to do that. You should be able to say, hey, you want to fucking come at me? At least be on my level. You know what I mean? But that's what Creek Squad's for, to protect Ryan Upchurch at all costs. I've heard Wade, all of them. I'll stick by Upchurch with Upchurch no matter what. No matter what. I won't let the truth get in the way of me feeling good about myself and well, pick whatever you want. Pick the man over the truth. Find out what fucking happens. I'm guaranteeing, well, you guys let me know where I'm wrong. If you pick a man over the truth, what happens if there's hell? Huh? What happens if there's hell? See, I don't even think we have to know the truth. I think we have to be willing to accept the truth. And no one wants to accept the truth. Got a man here. Thinks he has the right to call me crazy and not tell me why. It's a simple fucking question, bud. Why can't you be a man and answer it? But if a durkey comes up and wants to have an internet squabble, well, all the more entertaining for the fans, right? It's just people like Gotcha Man don't want to be challenged. They don't want to go up against a brain because then they might find out they don't have one. They're not as smart as they think they are. Like this guy's on the internet all the time complaining, like one more bill goes up and I'm gonna go down or anything happens and I'm screwed. And I believe him. I believe him. But I want to stop it. It's like a system. It's there for you to not succeed. Gotcha, man. Work, 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 work. Never really get anywhere. But you know what I mean? Am I wrong? Hey, gotcha, man. Do you think we should be standing up asking the FBI, like, fuck, hey, boys, like, not only just the Trump thing, but the fucking Biden laptop thing? Like, I watched some Candace Owens. I keep saying Candace Owens, but I can't help it. We should be supporting her. Ryan Upchurch has more subscribers on his YouTube than Candace Owens does. Candace Owens is actually trying to make a fucking change in the world. Women should take a look at fucking men should take a look at Candace Owens, especially Christians. Especially Christians. That's what it looks like to be in Christ. To put yourself on the line. If you guys don't think that that girl's not putting her life on the line, you're idiots. Complete idiots. And Ryan Upchurch gets more support than she does. But then again, a hero like Julian Assange can sit in a cell forever for giving us some of the most crucial information that should have been a huge wake up call. And for us to know that we need to make a change because the shit show is run by a bunch of dorks. Don't you guys think we need to fucking finally be able to find out what this Freemason bullshit's all about? Right there. Mike Pence, what does it take to be a Freemason? What kind of contract do you have to sign? Hey, what the fuck is Bohemian Grove all about? Well, we don't think we have the right to know. They're running the world, not just your country. The fucking world, these fucking sick fucks. Like I've said in the past, my grandfather fought in the Second World War, and if I would have told him about the freedoms that he was actually fighting for, I wonder if he would have went, "Hey, grandpa, guess what? In 2024, you can run around on the street with your ding dong hanging out at a family-friendly event. Hey, papa. Hey, do you know in 2024, a man can say he's a woman, and if you don't believe him, it's a hate crime?" I try and explain to you guys. Hey, Stardust. Like, you know that I have the utmost respect for veterans, right? Anybody who is willing to fight for their country. But I don't understand a man like Triple T or AD or when you say to a man, "Hey," and they tell you, "Hey, I know there was no weapons of mass destruction." That's not a big wake-up call for them. Instead, they're out there promoting their brothers and sisters to join. It'll make you a man. I don't get it. I can't sit by and not say anything. And that's love, and that's what they don't get. They say it's my demons. They don't get it. They just don't understand that the truth is the most important thing in the world, and they need to realize it. You know what I mean? Maybe AD's reading that part in his Bible all over time. You're supposed to be a good little slave. I don't know. I don't get it. Why wouldn't you want something better for your children than what's coming down the road? I mean, does anybody out there watch the WEF video? Maybe I need to learn how to that fly's getting on my nerves. Just I need to figure out how to play videos and then do the commentary or whatever. I don't know. Go over some WEF videos, their videos, not the conspiracy ones where they tell you what. But here's the thing, this is what scares me, and it fucking makes me keep going and going and going, is fuck, I'm afraid they're trying to start a civil war or something, you know what I mean? I said it way before they made the Trump attempt. They're trying to fucking cause chaos so they can do their reset, and they're fucking heroes because they bailed us out because they have all the money. So they rule the world and make the rules. Like, this isn't conspiracy theories. Let me know. You guys looking forward to eating bugs? Shoot, like, everything's already monitored. That's what I mean. This is a beautiful thing. I can prove everything I say. They pretty much take care of everything for you. You know what I mean? Use the devil's tools against it. I just come on here, give my feelings, my thoughts, and say, hey, I might be lying, but never intentionally. I'm holding on to somebody else's lies because the information I got came from somebody else. So if you can let me know where I'm wrong or I've missed something, because you could always miss part of the story, you know what I mean? People don't get that. Why is oh my goodness. Anyways, like everybody thinks spirituality is this we're gonna hang out in the light and we're gonna ignore all the bad stuff and our savior's gonna come. Well, I hope Jesus or somebody's coming, but I don't think so. I think Jesus is in us. And if I'm wrong, hey, at least we believed in ourselves, and it was because of him. Maybe we can do it for ourselves. Maybe that's the point of the game. Who knows? But I'll tell you, spirituality, at least for the 144,000, if there is 144,000, I don't know. It's about going to the darkness, dancing with the devil. You have to take in your hits. You're gonna get scarred up like this PTSD bullshit. I don't like it at all. And once I release this bullshit, because I gotta hold on to it to tell the story, and I gotta have people take ownership of it. That way I can show people that I was never lying, you know what I mean? But hey, maybe I am insane and living in a delusion where your friends would actually lie on you, knowing that it almost killed you, but they got to keep their jobs. Who knows? Maybe if they would have done the right thing, maybe they would have lost their job or would have lost their jobs. Then what? At least I think they would have been in the good graces of God. Hey, vintage. Like if it's the end times, and the Hopis say, and there's only two paths. The right one is the hard one. I'll tell you that right now. It's hard. But I'm trying to make it easier for people because when you're the only one thinking you're out here trying to fucking convince a bunch of people to wake up that need to wake up because fucking situation critical, I think. And I don't think we rely on Trump. Even Canadians down here are like, Trump's gonna save us. We can save ourselves. You know what I mean? By using our brains and coming together. And I told you, three shots at a time. And then all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. Hey, vintage, I agree. Why are we always waiting for a savior? You know what I mean? It should be us. And all we have to do is say no. Hey, it all starts with my plan, vintage. Like I've always said, right from the get-go, for the children. Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world. You know what I mean? So I think he would want to stop human trafficking. I think that would be big on his agenda. And while Nick Durbin, he has a big old list that would be quite interesting. Christopher Wray, he should have that list, but he does not want to provide it for some reason. You know what I mean? See, that's what I don't get. The FBI, it's a big joke. He doesn't think you guys deserve to know anything. Like, he's an idiot. But then again, you know what I mean? Like, I try and tell people what I see. Like, and I ask them to let me know where I'm wrong. Vintage, I say, hey, go look at George Soros. Look into him. Look into his background. Do a study on him. Know his philosophies. Know how he gained his wealth through his philosophies of perception. It's all in tricking your minds. People don't get that because they don't wanna think they can be tricked. But being smart and knowing you got tricked means you're not tricked anymore, and nobody wants to do that. Hey, Vintage, did you see the video I did for Brandy Day? She doesn't get the simplest concept of shit. Hey, if you lie, it probably doesn't go good for you. Like, how lenient is God? I don't know. I have no clue. That's why I try and be on my best behavior through the truth. Do I get emotional? Do I get upset? Yeah, it's out of love because I care. But I also know that I have control of my anger. If I just sit back, I'll find a way to fix what made me angry, you know what I mean? Rather than just going forever and ever and not really fixing it. So, that's the thing. Jesus clearly says, "Hey, treat others as you would treat me." So treat others as you would treat yourself, you know what I mean? That's why I don't feel bad about what I do, Vintage. People say I'm mean, but I'm like, "No. Hey, if I thought I was in their shoes, I would want someone to smack me with the truth. I would want them to do anything they could to try and wake me up, to save my soul." That's the thing, you can't save anybody's soul, they gotta save their own soul, being open to the truth. Nobody wants that anymore. I think I think about stupid shit all the time that's well, I don't think it's stupid. I wish I could have these conversations with other people, but I think about the devil a lot. Is the devil real? Is it the lizard people? What is it? Is it the demiurge? What is it? And I always come to the same conclusion. It's weak. It's powerless. It's a joke. Do you know why, Vintage? Because it has to use men to do its dirty work. The men are the ones with the power. The men and the women are the ones with the power. The devil has no power. Not until the men and women give their power over to the devil. Other than that, the actual devil has no power. It's just the men and women that give him the power. And unfortunately, I think there's way too many men and women that have been convinced that they're good, and they're really not. You know what I mean? I get scared, Vintage. I get scared for people. Like, I watched a video with Henry Hildebrand. I can show you, like, I think I got most of the story on Henry. But I watched this beautiful video about the Trump assassination and all this other stuff on how we need to come together. And like I've said, if I didn't know who he was, I'd fall for that bullshit. But I can pull up a fucking video. Like, this is no word of a lie, Vintage. I can pull it up, and he's got some young girl, probably 17, 18. I don't know. I'm guessing I'm really bad at guessing ages. But anyways, and she's talking about how they need to pour all their money and everything that they have into Jesus, everything. Not the Jesus in the sky, but the Jesus that's in the flesh. And then all of a sudden, Henry Hildebrand makes this grand entrance. And he's like, I gotta tell you, I can't keep it to myself anymore. I'm Jesus. Can you believe that shit? All your money, all your power. Besides, they fucking decide what kind of cars they can get, color of cars, what they can wear, and all this other horse banani. So yeah, it really ticks me off being a man of God, knowing that this is going on. You know what I mean? And it does bother me quite some. But here's the thing. I got more of the story, Vintage. I got more of the story to share. So, in my spiritual awakening, you come to the understanding that you gotta ask the questions, you know what I mean? You can't just assume things. I went out of my way to call Henry Hildebrand, not to not to throw shade at him or anything, just talk to him about Jesus, you know what I mean? That man was so fucking ignorant, it was just hilarious. Now, I can't prove this because it's not recorded. I don't record every phone call I have with people and shit like that. You'd have to take me at my word and ask Henry if I'm a liar. But we had this phone conversation, and I'm like, "Hey, bud, I think the purpose when you're with Jesus, you're supposed to fucking think like him and you're supposed to act like him. That's the way to be with Jesus, bud." He told me, "Absolutely no way." No, you are headed down the wrong path, my child. You wouldn't hear nothing of it. I tried talking to him about aliens. Nothing. Wouldn't have anything to do with it. "Hey, Henry, you wanna see some of my videos?" I'm like, "I think there's something out there, but I can't use it." But anyways, wasn't interested. There's no aliens. No way you should ever act like Jesus. You know why? Because he is Jesus. And hey, if he is Jesus, I ain't fucking acting like him. Nobody follows me. Nobody gives me shit. Can you believe that? I'm Jesus. Give me air. Where? And people fall for this. This is what I don't understand. And that's why I know, like, hey, people are going to say to themselves, how do they fall for the Church of God cult? How do people do it? And then you need to ask yourself, are you in a cult? You know what I mean? Hey, am I playing by the devil's rules by feeling comfortable when I really shouldn't? I know shit around me is not good, and maybe changing it is the best thing to do. You know what I mean? It is indoctrination. You should see what they do to those children. It makes me cry, Vintage. I've watched a lot on these people. You wanna go check them out? Go check them out. Church of God. There's a chapter in Ohio. They're the big kabooey over there. Ray Tinsman, the master apostle. Can you imagine going up to God and you played the role of the fool? Playing the role of one of his people and you weren't? That's why I'm like, "Oh, man." Like, "Carl, you better be chosen because if you're saying you're working for God and you're not, you are toast at the end of this. You better be doing the right thing because you wanna take that path." And then I say, "Vintage, I've been through all of this shit, and I can prove how the world actually is. No, I think I'm good." My soul is protected. I don't know about the avatar, but the soul is protected. I'm just a normal man. That's the thing, like, people think it's easy being chosen. It isn't. It's a mind fuck. It is a 100% mind fuckaroony. You know why it is? Because you guys are all mind fucked to not believe in God. I don't know how else to explain it. It's hard going against the world. The Bible said there'd be days like this where, hey, if you're a true follower of Jesus, they gonna hate you. And quite frankly, you're not gonna like it. Jesus said, "Keep the faith and you can move mountains." You could even change the world, my little friend. But hey, what do you think, Vintage? Do you think we're our own little Neos and our own little Trinities, and we gotta work our way out of the matrix just ourselves? But maybe it gets easier once you see someone else do it, you know what I mean? You take a bite, you understand that the love of God is worth fighting for. See, here's the deal. Like, remember when Keanu, red pill, blue pill, and he took the red pill, which meant the truth, and he got out of the matrix, but he had to go back in, you know what I mean? And he didn't finish Agent Smith off right away. It took a little while, you know what I mean? He had to know how he moved, how he operated. Neo had to understand his own power, you know what I mean? He can overcome the Agent Smith within his matrix, but who knows? Who knows? I don't know. Like, here's the thing. You know how I talked about the devil really doesn't have any power without men? Vintage, what would you say the most dangerous weapon in on Earth is? What do you think the most devastating weapon, the most destructive weapon on Earth is? Vintage says the human mind. It is. Anything that can destroy something on this earth has been created by the human mind. You know what I mean? Every missile, every bomb, every fighter jet all came from the human mind. Could you imagine if we didn't have to worry about being so destructive and we put our focus on making our minds right and positive? All we could do. See, that's the thing. They got our minds all scrambled, wanting to hate each other. That's why I like my plan. We even find out if Trump's a good guy. You know what I mean? Was he on the Yepers Island? Is he one of the ones keeping everything quiet? I don't know. I think he's one of the good guys. But I also think he wants people to realize the power that they have inside of them, and that they can be the change. They don't have to rely on him. In fact, if they don't do something, maybe something happens to him. Why is it so hard to convince people to fucking get something together and go after Dick Durbin? Why is it so hard to convince people that you have to say most of the people that come on here don't like me? They could succeed at what they want to do. Just get me noticed to Justin Trudeau. Get me on the crazy person list. Because I think it's insane that that program is even existing in my country and that that's a thought in his brain that should even happen. But if that's what the people want, I'd join it. Be an easy sacrifice. You know what I mean? I've been sacrificing myself for years for this, put myself through hell. Hey, I'm chosen. I'm a little starseed. This isn't fun. Somebody talk to me. But that's the thing. Justin could explain to me where I'm crazy. I could explain to him my spiritual awakening story. He can tell me when my friends lied or he can tell me why my workplace didn't have to give me an investigation. And then when it was forced, they got to pay for it. And the investigation was it was on, was taking people out for lunch before they went and got interviewed. Just little shit like that. I got my ducks in a row, you know what I mean? I can prove if they said that I was delusional, I could say, "Hey, could you show your doctor's notes? Could you say that this didn't happen, this, and this?" You know what I mean? I'm really looking forward to that guy that almost killed me, though, caused the accident, and then pointed the finger at me and looked like a hero. That's gonna be really easy to prove. You don't even need to ask him. I just need to one day go do a reenactment of where he came out and the speeds he could reach, and then show everybody the video. He don't know. He thinks he's good in life, and I'm gonna show him he needs God, because that's better for him. Don't you think that's good for me to show him? Hey, without me showing him, he just might go to hell. You know, putting that on somebody else. Do you know how much mental fucking problems that caused me? Holy smokes, if karma's real and he had to eat a fucking portion of what he put me through. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. But then again, it's a whole gong show. Hey, Vincent, can you imagine going through the shit you were already going through? This guy fucking almost kills you, looks like a hero. And then you got to look at yourself on the news. They have the whole video. They chop it up. I look crazy. And then knowing that, well, the guy who started all this is running around work showing everybody this video of me being crazy driving, and I caused this accident, and vintage, it's bad. Can you believe somebody would do that? I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that to somebody. Cause a problem and let someone else fucking lay in it, regardless of what happens to that person. Oh, the fly is just, it's like there's one. I can only see one, and it just constant. I'm trying to catch up. I'm having a hard time keeping up with what you're saying, vintage. Your dad's funeral. Pretty well over it. I don't know what to say, vintage. I don't know the story. It wasn't a COVID thing, was it? I know a lot of families didn't. They lost their loved ones and didn't get to be around them. And can you imagine if that was started on purpose and they had everybody just nowhere near each other? Loved ones couldn't say bye to one another. Vintage, if your mom's that horrible, maybe you need to separate from her. Just say enough's enough. Like, I can't do this anymore here. Detrimental to my mental health. But she helps you, right? She helps, right? That's the problem. She helps you. That's the way they operate. They make it feel like you need them. Oh, okay. I I hear you. Well, yeah, the COVID thing, it's can you imagine if that was started in a lab and then the whole is it out of the realm of possibility? Bill Gates did write a book on the pandemic before it happened. Could it possibly have been a plan? Population, sterilization, or are those just conspiracies? That's what I mean. We need to get it on the real news to find out. You know what I mean? Who's lying? Is Russell Brand lying? Is Redacted lying? Who are the liars and manipulators out in the world? You know what I mean? Don't worry. I truly believe there are controlled opposition as well. You know what I mean? But it's when we need to find out who they are. Sometimes that's the thing. We don't need to find out who they are when it comes to the end. God knows who they are. Never have to know a thing. That's what I'm saying. I mean, how do these people say they believe in God? But then again, if you believed in the devil too, these devil worshippers, uh, I, I don't get it. Like, I say it over and over and over again, but they say the devil's a liar. Maybe the devil can control your avatar. I don't think he gets to control your soul. You know what I mean? I think you're signing a contract that just doesn't exist. It's fake. It's a lie. It's a gone, right? You know what I mean? Then again, maybe this is just a game, eh, Vintage? Maybe that's why we have free will. Maybe it is a simulation, and only the good ones got the real thing. And the ones that failed the simulation, I don't know what happens. Oh, maybe it's just a flick of the switch. Nobody has to feel eternal pain. I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. Maybe she's just what atheists dream, just a flick of the switch, and she's all over. You never knew you existed. It's just you gotta take the worst case scenarios if there is a hell. You definitely don't want it. You know what I mean, Vintage? So that's why I try and stay on the good side of truth. And that's hard. I've been made to lie through this journey, but they're documented to show you people you can be made to lie to not have to suffer. It's a weird, sick world we live in. And that's just not on one occasion, Vintage. It's on many. Here, it's in your best interest to lie, and we won't punish you so much. Yeah, I don't know, Vintage. I don't know. Like, that's what I mean. Any man who's telling us don't really know. But maybe we could find out, you know what I mean? And then we could find out what actions we should be having. But just to be safe, I'll stay in the truth and try and do what's right and righteous. And if I think child trafficking is a problem, I'll continue to try and convince people to do the right thing and come together. And then if there's a bunch of shit turds running the world that were on the island, we can stop the shit turds from running the world. And then once we do that, we can get the information that they hold and well, we can figure out for ourselves what is real. Should we be celebrating God like the natives did? Like all those colorful uniforms and all that great stuff. Did they have the right idea? Is that why their culture was ripped away? Because if it was ridiculous, we just would have let them keep on looking ridiculous. But instead, don't want that catching on. Don't want the white man and the red man coming together in this, and white man starting to feel their souls and having an understanding of what's going on. Those are just my thoughts and my opinions. You know what I mean? There's lots of maybe everything's fake, but that Dogon tribe, I'm telling you, that stuff's weird. Sirius star system mapped out, and they say that the aliens came and they brought cannabis. Funny, that comes from the dog star. That is serious. And then there are the native stories too. Like if you go deep into the native stories, they don't share this stuff very often. You don't hear about it, but there was some hanky panky going on with some aliens. You know what I mean? Talking about having star children and stuff like that. Seems pretty ridiculous, vintage? But hey, who knows? Hey, there's that alien stuff in the Bible too, and Henry Hildebrand tried telling me there's no such thing. No such thing. That's like everybody saying it's impossible for you to be chosen. Only the prophets in the Bible will have ever and gonna exist. There'll never be another one. You know what I mean? No. No, wakey wakey. But who knows? I was watching, like, "Hey, how's it going, Sly? What's your take on the whole Upchurch thing? You think he's trying to ruin Adam's career over his own stupidity? I think old Adam fell into the fucking narcissist trap, and he did look like an idiot. But then again, Cashville, did you see Cashville's video? Did he not look like a super idiot? He wants to fight. He doesn't want to fight. Come to my house. I really want to take care of you. Hey, if you even think about Upchurch, there's people out here that will, well, they'll lollywop your ass. And like, Cashville wonders why he's tossed around all the time, right? Yeah, he was threatening the whole time. Like I told him on Cashville, that's like I hate talking shit, but I gotta tell real shit, right? You gotta you gotta try and figure out who people are. So for Cashville, for instance, says his brother died from drugs, and that's one of the most horrific things that ever happened to him, right? Now, Cashville's also said that, well, he's never been into doing drugs, but Upchurch says he did sell drugs while he was recording. These are Upchurch's words, not mine. So, anyways, Cashville's got kids, right? You think you'd want to keep them away from drugs too, right? And then you go through Cashville's catalog. There's a very catchy song that he does called Drugs. Why would you have that on your channel and fucking not take it off? You would continue to promote. And why would you promote something that you were never into? You know what I mean? Hey, Brandy B. That's what I mean. Exactly. All of Upchurch's little flying monkeys ran around talking shit about Adam, getting Creek Squad to hate him with no reason, no backing, no nothing. Even when Mises proves that Upchurch is a liar, they'll ride or die with the man. They don't care about the truth. They'll ride or die with the man. I don't know. I don't. That's why I don't ride with any man unless that man is with the truth. You know what I mean? I'd rather stand next to somebody that I don't like that I know that's getting lied upon them from somebody that I do like and asking the questions. Why would you ever lie on somebody? Stupid. Let's see if church helps with BlackRock. That's too political for up church. If anybody's wondering who BlackRock is, just Google them and they they're the ones that are going to rebuild Ukraine because your money destroyed Ukraine, so they're going to make a whole bunch of money rebuilding it. Same people who are probably heavy invested in the weapons that you guys are sending over to Ukraine. And yeah, let's go. Somebody let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I know you're aware of it. Just gotta talk somebody in with a platform to, you know, start something. Pick a fight with Dick Durbin. Don't be scared of Dick Durbin. What is there to be scared about Dick Durbin? You just want the list. You know what I mean? And like I've said, and I think Bill Gates smells. He smells of shit so bad. Maybe I'm wrong. I can come back to Bill and say, I'm sorry, you are a humanitarian. You did want what's best for me. And I didn't poison myself with the juice that you made money off of. Hey, vintage. I don't know how it worked out in the States. I really don't. But in Canada, you should see the amount of money. I can't remember what it is, so I'm not even going to venture. I know it's high, very, very high on the doses of vaccines that they have destroyed because they expired. Canadians out there, if you're watching, take a look. You know what I mean? It's kind of like just throwing money in the garbage because a couple of incompetent little freaking idiots are running the show. But Canadians don't even care that well. Hockey Canada, we're always so proud of our hockey here in Canada. Well, Hockey Canada, well, they had a few incidences of, well, inappropriate behavior around the minors. And, well, hush money. Where's that hush money come from? Well, taxpayer, guess what? You're paying for victims to stay silent. Don't let this know what's going on around here because, well, we can't have that. But then again, those parents who would gotta understand, where do you think they're sitting with God? They were godly people. Or would their loyalty be making sure that it never happened to another child again or taking some cash? Gotta ask yourself. That's why I only say the truth, Vintage. Those kind of people gotta ask themselves, "Where am I with God? Like, really, did I fuck up?" But then again, victims are always made to be silent. So what I mean, I've been silenced the whole time from my workplace. "Hey, Carl, here's a letter. You're not allowed to talk to anybody from work." Okay, so you guys aren't gonna do an investigation, and I'm not allowed to talk to people from work about what happened, so how am I supposed to get clarity on the situation that I believe I went through and I wanna fix, but I can't get my answers? "Hey, Carl, here's another letter because you said you were interested in coming here and talking to us." "Yeah, you're not allowed on the property." See what I mean? This is the world today. They wanna keep us victims. So you sit with your trauma, and then you take your pills and you just move on. But here's the thing, your body knows what you've been through. But then again, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't have fucking hey, Vintage, I found one of my doctor's appointments again on my phone. I think I'm gonna repost it because I never got too much back last time, but I re-listened again and I'm like, "Sounds to me like I'm begging for help." And I'm just not getting it. He doesn't quite understand what I'm trying to say. And at the end, he really wishes I would take my medication and up the dosage because anything I had to say in that conversation was craziness. I'm not allowed to have those thoughts. Those thoughts completely make me crazy. See, that's the problem. We got crazy people telling us how we should be. Vintage, violence, suicide 5 times in the hospital. Not an incident. I wasn't being able to show one shred of evidence, but when I tried to show the evidence, nobody wanted it. "Hey, doc, those people that convinced me to kill myself and I was a useless human being and I was ashamed of myself because I was mentally broken and I'm a man and I wanna fucking work and I can't." So, they drove me to the point where I didn't wanna have a life anymore. And, well, they tell you I said some bad things. Let's take a look at the text. Let's take a look at whatever they gave you, and let's go over it. 'Cause, wow, I was a bit of an Adam Calhoun on it. I told them they could all suck my dick. And that was pretty much the gist of it, and that they were gonna pay if they didn't wanna do an investigation. What right do you have to tell me that my reality is not fucking true without a fucking response? That's a mind fuck. That's not letting you never get your fucking answers. Well, who do we got here? Ryan Wireman Downchurch. Yeah, it is gaslighting on the highest level. Vintage, I got these guys. I got them. I got emails between me and the owner. Just a couple because they blocked the guy I had the problems with. Their IT department went in and deleted every fucking email I ever had with that man. Every email. Like, God. Did you know they tried setting me up too? They wanted to set me up. They said they were gonna do an investigation. I went there and told them a whole bunch of shit, and then they said they can't do one. It wasn't in their best interest, but They tried to give me an NDA to sign. Can you believe that? This is for real. I'm like, "You don't really think I'm that stupid? Listen, I just gave you the information I always wanted to give you. So you didn't really get anything there. Like, I have no problems telling you what the truth is. You just seen that they deleted every email you ever gave me, and I spilled my guts and but yeah, yeah, they did that. Here's an NDA, don't talk about what we talked about. No. No, I'll walk out with the same paperwork I walked in with. Thank you. This is what I mean, Vintage. They're fucked. They're fucked. They tried to kill me without a fucking doubt. They tried to mind control me, all because they wanted to protect somebody who worked there over somebody who worked there for 22 fucking years. Vintage, I started out at the shittiest jobs you could have at that fucking place. The shittiest jobs, and I worked my way up to, like, assistant manager of the plant, and when I went and like, this is all fucking documented. When I first went there, we changed the plant from the worst plant, and there was 5 of them in all of Marwood, to the one where they were bringing people around to fucking showcase, and then COVID came, and they changed the system, and well, in Canada, there was this thing you could get, and you didn't have to work because COVID, and I can't remember what it was called. So nobody fucking came back. And the ones that we did get, no speaking Anglais. It was hard, but hey, it's when I tell you I got receipts, I got receipts. That first time when my workplace called to get me thrown into the hospital, I got the recording of me talking to the doctor going like, I don't know what friends you're talking about, and well, it's probably like a work thing, and what have I done to get myself in here? And he wouldn't tell me. You know what? Maybe the chosen ones are gang stalked, or maybe fucking humans are just fucking stupid and don't listen. I don't know. You smell the racism, eh, hellbilly? I don't think I have any racism in me, bud. I'm a humanist. I deal in humanity. But you're an ignorant man. What don't I understand, hillbilly? What don't I understand? Come on, smart guy. Huh? You know I'm chosen and it's your job to convince me I'm not. You work for the devil, hillbilly. You can change, buddy. You can change. You can go to heaven. Whatever the devil told you, it might be a lie. No, I wasn't being racist, but hey, it's hard to lead people when they don't speak your language, but I don't know if you comprehend all that or not. Like, where do you get your brains from, hillbilly? Like, I need to communicate. Hey, this is what you gotta do. Hey, do you get that? Oh, I'm glad you brought your brainwaves back over, hillbilly. You're always good for a laugh. I like how you paint your narrative of me. Hillbilly, I love you and I want you to get better, bud. Come on. See your light, buddy. See your light. Oh, yeah, I'm a supervisor, and I need to communicate also, that's why I learned other languages. Hey, sorry, bud. I didn't have time. Within those, it was about 80 hours at work a week or 70 or whatever, and when I wasn't at work, I was on my phone, bud. When did you want me to learn another language? And which one did you want me to learn? Bud. Hey, bud. Which one did you want me to learn? There was many. Many different ones. It's funny how you speak of people's narratives. The devil worshiper. I'm here to prove you're crazy. Well, prove that I'm crazy. Hey, bud, you didn't make sense. You tried to call me a racist because I said they no speak in Anglais. Well, I don't speak any other languages, bud, and it's hard to communicate. Not as much work gets done as should because you're doing other shit that you really shouldn't need to be doing. On top of that, I wasn't the supervisor, but I was the supervisor. That wasn't my title. That's how fucking low of people we were, but I had to supervise. You know what I mean? I was supposed to be the supervisor of the supervisors. Make sure the flow of the plant was all good. Make sure that fuck we were following the schedule. Make sure shit was being done. Make sure shit was getting fixed. You know what I mean, bro? Uh, you learned other languages. I told you I can't learn other languages. It's funny how you speak people's narratives. But I'm a devil worshiper and I'm here to prove you're crazy. Doesn't mean you're pushing your narrative on me. Well, if you're a devil worshiper, why do you want to come over here? You know what I mean? By saying I work for the devil, I'm trying to prove you're crazy. Well, you can say whoever you want to prove where I'm crazy, dipshit. Hillbilly, why do you have a problem with me trying to come up with a plan to fucking stop child trafficking, you fucking moron? You are unbelievable. I don't care what you believe in, hillbilly. You can go your own way. You can go your own way. Your own way. Makes no difference to me. You want to stay asleep? I'm here trying to convince people who want to wake up or who are awake, and we can make a difference to try and wake people up. We can take all the things that are brainwashing you, hillbilly. We can take all the things that are brainwashing you, and we can make it all right. We can get the truth out there. Maybe they're already telling the truth, but who knows? I don't think so, buddy. I think they hate you, hillbilly. When it turned out there was no weapons of mass destruction and you were in a war for no reason, should you like those people that told you you should go to war? You seriously need to learn to read. Everybody here understands my comment except you. I wish I could just talk to you, hillbilly. I'd love to do a face to face with you. We could do this mano a mano. I don't care what your beliefs are. I believe in the truth. And if you believe that I'm lying anywhere, let me know. That's the only way you can hurt me, bud. By proving what I say is a lie. Do you want phone numbers to help you? it's the Canadian education system. No, it's the American brainwash system, and it's broadcasting all over the world. You don't get that, do you, hillbilly? What do I say that's a lie? I say this all the time. Please let me know so I can stop. Uh, what do I say that's a lie? What makes me the idiot? See, that's the thing, Vince, is we have the right to ask questions, but we're told we don't. You know what I mean? We're told we don't. Bill Gates should be being asked a million questions, and not by the cupcakes who get to interview him. If he's not hurting anybody, he shouldn't be afraid of who interviews him. You know what I mean? If you speak the truth, you should have no fear. If you're doing the right things, you should have no fear to talk to somebody. It's when you got something to hide, that's when you silence them, or you want to feel control over them. Hillbilly, my lies, please. Brandy, I've asked you a million times. You probably haven't even asked Wade if he's lied. If you are a liar and you will make shit up about people, where does that put you? And as a human being trying to be within the truth, should you be with that person that was willing to lie on another person? Because if they're willing to lie on them, at some point they're willing to lie on you. If it will save their ass, show me where I'm wrong. Brandy, I've mentioned this a million times. He told people I was mentally ill. I've had shock treatment, experimental drugs, complete loony bins. He threatened to destroy my life. He was going to know everything there was to know about me. And he was going to be the one to put me back into the mental hospital. He tried using my son against me. He's tried insinuating that I'm a child predator. Um, what else would you like, Brandy? Hitting people over the head with the truth doesn't help you. No, it should help you, Brandy. It should probably say, hey, I should stay away from Wade. If I think Dagburn's doing bad, maybe I should continue to support Upchurch that way. Did you ever listen, Brandy? I have said to you, yes, I've been in the mental hospital 5 times against my will. The first time I ever went to the hospital was I went to commit suicide, Brandy. You know how everybody likes to pick on me for not having a job and stuff like that? See, I got broken mentally, and I felt like, fuck, I was weak, and I didn't deserve to fucking be here. Anyways, I got to the point where I fucking these people had me believe that I didn't need to be on the earth, so I went to the hospital, got a pep talk. He told me I was dealing with narcissists. I went out on my own and got information on it. I learned what I was dealing with. Now, here's the thing. I'm an empath. I'm not gonna let things go. They lied about me, and they wouldn't do an investigation. How can I fix myself if I don't know what's wrong? So what happened was one day, I was high as fuck on weed, and I was texting them, telling them I want to know what happened. It's not right not to have fucking an investigation done. Like, show me where I'm wrong, because you fuckers had me on the brink of death. So when I got strong brandy, what they did is when I started texting them and stuff, I was also making Facebook posts. Now, because they didn't want to do the right thing, I was letting their secrets out about shit that they've done that would cost them hundreds of thousands of dollars. One of them, I don't even know what the consequence would have been. Very severe, very, 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 very severe. Because they were handing out uncertified parts that were not certified out of a line that the customer did not approve of. And I could prove it. So I let that stuff out on Facebook. And next thing you know, I'm getting picked up by the police. And when they take me to the hospital, I asked the doctor, "What's this about?" And he says, "You some of your friends are concerned." And I have a video, and I tried saying, "Hey, like, what's this about? Like, I can prove everything I've done. Like, it's all recorded. If they have it, like, I can show you." He didn't want to see it. Locked me up. I never had violence and suicide. Okay, that's what they threw me in for. She didn't want to see my evidence. Nothing. You get that? So that's all I knew was my friends. Well, after I got out of the hospital, I had a doctor's appointment with my family doctor. Well, lo and behold, he tells me my workplace was the one that got the ball rolling because they called my family doctor and found out who my psychiatrist was. Does that seem like a warranted lockup against somebody's will? Telling them they're mentally ill when they're not, when all they're doing is standing up for themselves? Would you like me to continue? Because I can go through all 5 motherfucking times, Brandy. Violence and suicide every single time. 0 proof at all. One person got to dangle my mental health. Somebody who assaults you can make the call on your mental health. But hey, I got receipts, Brandy. We could all go through it, but I have to talk to somebody, you know what I mean? But you think there's something wrong with me because I've been hospitalized 5 times because that's what your brain's been told to think. When you hear that, you automatically assume I'm mental. I get it. I get it. Someone told me they were locked up 5 times. I'm gonna have to say, but at least I think I'd give them the time and I talk to them. There's always more to the story, you know what I mean? But you gotta open up your brain to find out. You'd be amazed at the receipts that I have, Brandy. God will bring you information in the strangest of ways. You just gotta pay attention to the universe, Brandy. Listen, I keep saying this. All these people wanna be light workers, and they're all working up there in the light, and they're all staying away from the darkness and avoiding it. Can't shine unless you're in the darkness, and you can't learn how the devil operates unless you're with him. And I've dealt with a lot of devils. I know how they operate. And I'm ready for the big war, Brandy. I'm ready to step her up a notch because I can prove myself. I'll answer any question somebody throws at me. I don't ever run away from it. And as far as my son, the weird shit that I said, I've explained that a million times. A million times, and I'm not ashamed of it. Is it a good thing to say? No, it's not. Can you imagine what kind of state of mind somebody must be in to ask that question? But you have this interpretation on the way it went inside your head, and you have no idea what was actually going on. You have no idea when someone is struggling mentally to fucking just talk and figure out what's going on, and you get no fucking answers. You're told you're crazy. Nobody will show you where you're wrong or talk to you, and but hey, that's what they teach you to do. Stay away from the craziness, you know what I mean? Adam Calhoun looked pretty crazy the other night. I don't know. I think he's being fucked with by a narcissist. What do you think, Brandy? You can want something as much as you want, but don't hold on to it if it's not real. 'Cause maybe you don't go to the real place if you wanna hold on to fake shit here. But like, holy smokers, an hour and a half. It's like, I hate to do this. I got 6 people in here. Holy crap a doodle, I hate doing this. Black Sheep Outcast, that's about it, vintage. That's about it. What messages? I do pay attention to the universe. You don't know anything about me, so there's that. No, I don't know anything. I always say, "Brandy, you let me know," because I don't. I only see what you put on the internet or the responses you give me, or when I say, "Hey, I don't get this." You don't fucking get it. Hey, if you're a Wade's real friend, you should probably let him to let go of the lies. You should say, "Hey, Wade, I'm concerned. You have cancer. Don't hold on to lies that don't serve you. Let go of them. I wanna know when you die, you go to heaven. Please don't hold on to shit that doesn't need to be held on to. Repent. Become a better man, Wade. Don't lie." See, that's the thing, Brady. I have no problems with trolls who use the truth. You know what I mean? I pay attention. I know who's doing what and why they're doing it. Like, you guys all pay attention to Square because he's entertainment. I don't. I know what he's doing. I know what he's about. Doesn't take a brainwave to figure it out. He likes what gets done to him. He likes the attention. I don't know why you would want that kind of attention, but for some reason, some people do. They lack love, and that's the way they feel love, or I don't know. Yeah, I don't like I said, I don't watch that much Square, but I noticed he's just He's looking for attention, you know what I mean? But then again, that's everybody's problem, they just wanna be loved, that's the thing. Like, all these little groups, these light worker groups, they're all trying to get together, and they just wanna be loved, they wanna be a part of something, and when it comes to actually doing something and getting in the dark and getting dirty, they're nowhere to be found, you know what I mean? Gotta bring their light to the darkness. But hey, it doesn't even have to be that dark. Once you get a couple light workers in the darkness, sure starts to brighten up pretty fast, but who knows? I'll keep my little single flame going for a little bit and hope for the best. Maybe I find some other light workers out there, or chosen ones, or prophets, or mystic Christians. I'm a mystic Christian. Mystic is not the way you think, Brandy. It's more mental. You know what I mean? Do you think I'm bipolar? Do you know what they did to the bipolars, the natives? I say this over and over again. The leaders, the healers, the medicine men, all that sort of stuff. That's who they ended up being. But it was probably easier for them because they had the community who knew and how to look for and pick out the qualities of the chosen ones. Well, we hospitalize those people now. And if they say that they're chosen and they wanna do good things, we treat them like fucking horseshit. You let me know anything I say that I don't know, I try and figure it out. 'Cause always try and see my part in things, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not perfect. Let me tell you that, I'm not perfect, but I try my very best to be with what I have. And the only way I can become perfect is by being wrong. You know what I mean? You have to be wrong in order to find perfection. You may never find perfection, but the more times you're wrong, the closer you get to it. You can only find out if you're right if you find out you're wrong. You know what I mean? Sometimes like that. Sometimes you're just right, you're right, but who knows? I should probably go because like, I'm not used to this. I might come on later. I might do another live later on, like, maybe 7:30ish, maybe. Listen, that's what I'm about to do. I'm about to go have a cigarello, strategize, talk to God. That's the thing. Like, all these people, vintage, it bothers me who get to see aliens and get God's, like, these great big letters from God, and they get these huge downloads. I wish I could have something like that. I usually sit out there in the sky and look at the sky and go, "Can you just show me one UFO, like, for real? Like, not fucking lights and not any like, give me a definite fucking, 'Hey, can you do that, God? Can you show me?'" But no. Anyways, I'm gonna go talk to God and then, see what my next move is. Everybody have a good day. Unless I see you later. Don't hide in the shadows, come to the chat.